Hey y'all, I miss y'all so much. I'm glad to be getting back into this. If you don't know me by now, my name is Tai Soleil. I'm a tarot reader and astrologer, and not just your typical astrologer. I actually do astrology. So let's get into it. The theme is if you like somebody, if you love somebody, if you want to just, you know what I'm saying, with somebody, I'm fitting and fulfilling all the needs here. You could pick from rose quartz, howlite, serpentine. I think this is black obsidian. This is, sorry y'all, selenite. Then you have clear quartz, and then I have red jasper. Yeah, sorry, my brain be everywhere, and I don't really use this crystals as much as I used to. But yeah, if you like any of these three right here, we're not going to be talking about these cards at all. These are going to be only for patrons, okay? These are only for patrons. So yeah, if you were interested in those three cards, I wanted to showcase them, but they will be getting those interpretations. So yeah, I'll have my Patreon link in my bio, so do not worry. And for more extensive content, or insights I like to call, and astrology, check that out and things like that, because I offer more than just tarot, but those things as well. And without further ado, let's just get started. Hi, pile one. So y'all are rose quartz. So I just want to say, I saw like a railroad and like just some very like some railroad crossing. So it lets me know that you're coming to a decision, you're wanting to move on towards something. So let's take a look at the cards that you got. I feel like some of y'all are at a crossroads when it comes to something as well. So from what I'm seeing right here is that things have become shown to you, but you're trying to figure out, is this something that you actually want to move forward with? I could kind of see some emotional stuff that you're going through that makes you indecisive, because you're trying to follow what's best for you instead of what you actually want to do, instead of learning to sync the energy up. So with this palace card, this palace is the thought. These are the emotions. The emotions are out of whack. This is the conceptualization that's coming from this full moon right here. And I feel like you need a second opinion too. So I feel like letting your friends help you will help you lead the way. But like I said, this railroad is kind of affirmed here, because the solar plexus chakra is kind of like the exploration, it's the seeking, it's the energy. Also, the song Show Me How to Love, I saw this, I'm gonna leave the song in the comments or in the bio too. This song right here is kind of like Show Me How to Love, and that's where the teach card for me was kind of like speaking on. I feel like y'all are kind of so out of the loop when it comes to love and emotions that you forgot what those things and those feelings are actually like. So in a sense, you're learning how to love again. I feel like maybe you should get advice from some of your friends to help you see what this actually means for you, and like where you should go, and trying to get to know yourself. It's kind of like seeing yourself from other different points of view kind of helps you put perspective of who you are and also who you aren't, like what you're not resonating with. Sometimes it takes for somebody else to see you for you to be like, oh, that makes a lot of sense about me. But don't use that as a way to kind of be insecure about who you are. Use that as a way to kind of help you gauge, because you already have the mental down. The mental down is pretty easy, but now it's a matter of you understanding what this all means, who you're seeking in a partner based on who you are, to find the proper compatibility. But yeah, that's really it for this one. I feel like once you consult your friends, be open with them too. I feel like some of y'all are not open with your friends about what's really going on, and how you're going to get perspective if you're not being honest. If you're not being honest and open with your emotions with the people that you so-called trust, then that lets you know either you need new friends, better people around you, or etc. But nobody can properly cater to your needs if you're not being emotionally honest, because then you're being inauthentic to self, you're being robotic, and it's not going to really resonate. So again, you gotta meet people halfway. You can't be always surface level when it comes to who you are, because you might as well just be by yourself and not look for nobody. And you clicked on this video because you do want to look for somebody. So you have to find a way to be open with the right people without overstepping your own boundaries. So I hope that helps. And also, like the 3 and the 5. The 3 is Jupiter energy. The 5 is like Mercury energy. So it just lets me know that being receptive and opening up your options is what's going to be best for you during this time. Hey highlights, so I saw a lot of water for your cards, like watery swamp Atlantis theme. So let's see what we got. So I will say this, a lot of y'all are scared to approach this person. I feel like this is somebody that you really do like, but you're kind of scared that they don't like you back. But this is a confirmation from what I'm seeing that they do like you, but you have to actually see how they function in your life. So you have to have something to provide, and they have to have something to give you as well. This cannot be a thing where there's no reciprocation going on and things of that nature. And I feel like you're scared to even talk to this person about, like, what do they want, what they like in a person, and just getting to know them. Honestly, just tell them. Like, you have to be a little bit forward. Seek 9, seek, that's a seek card, but the 9 represents Mars in numerology, right? And then 3 is Jupiter in nature. And I saw the Pisces card when I was like doing my flip through. I was like, okay, this makes sense. So I feel like there's something about them that's very alluring, but maybe it's a thing also to where you feel like they're not as they seem, but that's more of a reason to start asking questions. Don't be shy. Don't be scared to open up either. Like I said, there's a fear here to open up based on this Queen of Swords here. And I don't want you to be scared to open up to this person, because what ends up happening is you might miss out and they might be taken, or they have some suitors. I don't feel like you're the only one that is looking at them or looking and checking for them. So you need to make yourself known and make your presence known, or they're going to get snatched up by somebody else and you're going to be really, really upset. But I feel like they are feeling you back, but they're not going to wait for you because they have other things going on. So you not knowing where they fit in your life, like I said, start asking questions, starting to get to know this person, and etc. And then things will carry on pretty well. I feel like you already know what to say to this person. I just think you're too shy. I think you already even know what they like. You're just too shy because you feel like they don't see you in that way, but they are open to it. If anything, I say don't be scared, for real. And some of y'all may be scared because you've been hurt in the past or been disappointed, and you don't want nobody to see you as a weak person if you do open up. But how else are you going to find the person you like if you're not a little bit open and willing? You can still have boundaries without, being super vulnerable to the point where you don't have any boundaries. So keep that in mind. Hey Serpentine, so I got the cards were a little bit barren, like empty, dry. One of my cards, this card in particular, was hard for me to pick up out of like in the beginning for these. So I'm trying to see, like, there's some overwhelming energy happening. Like, let's see what's going on. Oh, let me put this down here. Sorry. I'm trying to make sure this stuff stays in frame. So we have these cards. So I got from the Jupiter because I saw this one when I was like shuffling, and I was thinking, okay, you like this person, want to pursue them, but you wouldn't know exactly what to do with this person. What do I recall from these cards? Because I remember this card stuck out too. I feel like y'all are tied down to somebody else or a concept of somebody else. You're not really sure what to do. And I feel like in your past, you've been around people that are always in control and you follow their lead. So now you have like the opportunity to kind of see what's up with somebody. This is pretty out of your element. You're not used to liking somebody. Somebody usually comes in and likes you, and then you kind of get your own affirmations through how people feel about you. The 4 here, that's Saturn Aquarian energy, and that just lets me know that I think this is going to be a time for you to kind of become more open to your own perception of how you feel about yourself, because this person, from what I'm seeing, they're not going to necessarily like affirm you. So for example, if you feel like you ugly, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, that's how you feel. Like, they're not going to be that type of person that gives you empty compliments. And it's not even to say that they're not going to compliment you, but they're not going to fall for any if you have any self-pity, they're not going to be for it. They're going to be like, you're a little bit too like off for me. I don't really fuck with your energy. Like, it just gives pity, it gives desperate, instead of somebody who's very confident. Because if you want to be in this person's life, you're going to have some level of confidence. They're going to be okay with you having insecurities from time to time. But if you're somebody who is so like always self-depreciating and stuff like that, they're not going to like that. And it's going to, like, for them, it's like a buzzkill all the time. Like, have some sort of esteem. I feel like also, I don't think you know what you want out of love. You're just exploring it just because. There needs to be, from these two cards are both ruled by Jupiter. There needs to be some purpose here. And if you have the energy to do so, it has to come with a purpose. You have to be able to make sure that what you're wanting to create out of life comes from your own essence. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we think of gardens, fertility, and stuff like that, we think of, bodies and compost creating the fertilizer for plants to grow. This comes from your own essence. So it's in a sense, whatever you shed out of your own life will create your next life. So I want you to keep that in mind, and especially this serpentine right here is like representation of the serpent and stuff like that. I want you to consider those things, and you'll be able to understand more and more as time goes on what exactly you want. I just feel like you have too much going on, and things are going to come crashing down because you're not leading by your own example. You're being led by energies that don't represent you properly. So that past partner, you were led by them, and you were told, oh, you're this and you're that, and you believed it until they flipped it on you. And this is probably a narcissist. They flipped it on you and said, oh, you're not this, that you were the exact opposite of what they said. So in a sense, you don't have a sense of identity, and you have to be able to free yourself from that. And that means taking control and taking back, your own life. You need to lead by your own example. You see this sun here, like this halo around them. I forgot the name for it in like technical terms, but this halo, and then this is the sunflower right here. A lot of y'all needs to work on that confidence, the head, taking lead, going for something, charging for something, standing for something, standing for love, knowing that you deserve the best. Because this self-depreciation that you got going on, it's becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not to say that you can't understand your own reality of a situation, but you have to be willing to take steps and affirm that you do deserve better than what your circumstances or what your circumstances, I don't know what, like my mind just got lost, I'm sorry, but that you deserve better than what your circumstances are. Because the person that you're seeking is pretty self-assured in themselves, and the person that you need to have in your life is pretty self-assured in themselves, to where they're not going to tolerate a lot of, well, I'm not good enough. They're like, well, if You're not good enough. Why are you talking to me? You're wasting my time. And it's not as a disrespect. It's not to make you feel bad. But you're bringing them down. You're holding them back because you're holding yourself back from what you deserve. They know they deserve better, so they're going after it. They're not perfect, but they're willing to cooperate. And that means if they're willing to cooperate with you, they're cooperating with themselves to cooperate with your energy. That means you need to be able to learn how to cooperate with your own energy, get familiar with it, and have a better sense of self-understanding to be able to cooperate with them if there happens to be issues later down in your relationship. So keep that in mind. Focus on yourself for right now. You have a lot of baggage, and it's not to say that they don't have baggage either, but your baggage is exceeding the need to have a relationship right at this moment. You have some work to do, and you will see to that, and I believe that you'll find that person. So, yeah. Hope this helps. So, Black Obsidian. Let's see what you got. Let me check in my notes real quick. Sorry. Checking my notes to see anything intuitive that piqued me, because I do write this down. So for y'all, I got like a swampy type energy. Like, I feel like you're pretty grounded, but your emotions are starting to kind of skew you off place. So let's see what we got for y'all. You got moving on. And then you see that water meeting, or the water meeting the earth, like a swamp almost. Codependency. Let's move these cards over here. I feel like you already know your situation, so me trying to over explain this is going to kind of like be like, okay, yeah, I know that already. You're getting your shit together. You're leaving a situation, getting your shit together. I feel like you realize that what you were doing was no longer something you should continue to do, because it was keeping you trapped in a relationship, in an energy that wasn't helping you move forward. It was kind of regressing you and keeping you in a repetitive pattern when you sought this relationship to learn, and this relationship has probably passed its time, and now you're looking for somebody who is willing to always and consistently evolve. The solar eclipse is reminiscent of a new moon. What I gain from that is, it's kind of like you've told yourself that you wanted to start this over and start fresh multiple times, and you did not start fresh. You like, I'm serious this time. I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna start fresh. I'm gonna you know what I'm saying? You was like, I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna get my shit together, but you never did it. This right here is like a solar eclipse, so it's kind of like the new moon on 1,000, right? And you're actually taking the lead, and maybe this person is kind of, or this person has made you feel like, oh, you're gonna come back, you're gonna do this, and you probably have, but this time they're kind of like, oh, she's not coming back, or he's not coming back, or they're not coming back. What's going on? Because you're serious. You're taking yourself a lot more seriously. This 8 is Saturn. The 8 represents the duality of life and death. It's, you've went through this cycle over an infinite, like this, an infinite amount of times. But now you're kind of like on a, I know what this means. And honestly, like, now that I'm thinking about it, the 8 is Capricorn and Saturn ruled. The 8 looks like an hourglass. That time was up. That time that you told yourself, I'm going to get it together, that time has ran out, and now you're on to a new phase of time, which is your own time. You're reclaiming your own time. I'm happy about this spread. I feel like you're really solid. You're understanding what the problems and the addictions are. You're a little bit addicted to love. You may have been a hopeless romantic. Some of you may be a Pisces placement. This is Virgo energy, but I feel like you're adapting this energy after not for so long. or you're an earth sign that has been a little bit too much on the emotional side because you were told you need to open up more, you need to do this more, you need to take care of this more, you need to have something, you need to feel something, and you were confessing your feelings to the wrong people. And you were probably with somebody who said, you can't talk to your friends about how you feel, it's only between us. So you've blocked and held in so much because you felt like maybe, I'm too emotional and I'm quick to tell everybody how I'm feeling in my relationship. But they were actually helping you understand the BS. But what you learned to do in a good way is know who this person was so you can finally move on. I can see you with a much more stable person if you keep this mindset up, that somebody that's open to conversation, open to you talking to your friends, open to you understanding your relationship and how other people feel. Not to say that, the people that you're cool with is always going to accept the person that you're dating, but they respect the viewpoints, and as long as there's overall cordial respect when it comes to interactions outside your family and your friends, everything's going to be okay. I'm actually very proud of this spread, whoever y'all are. Even if you haven't been in a relationship in a minute, this may be appearing to let you know that you are not being too rigid. You being single is not an accident. You're actually saving yourself from a lot of people who did not want to see you do well. You know what I'm saying? Or do not want to see you do well, or would not have sustained you in life. You know what I'm saying? They may have wanted to be in a relationship with you to ruin you, have relations with you to ruin you, or to just have you and use your energy. You're protecting and conserving your energy. And I can kind of see y'all kind of want to be out there for the streets. I'm for the streets. No, you are not for the streets, okay? I can see you wanting to do this so bad. If you're going to do that and be for the streets, you have to learn to return to self. Return to self. This person is not a connection until they prove otherwise. Do not go outside of that. Other than that, proud of you. Doing good. Hope this helps. And that's it. If you for some reason, watch to the end. Like I said, these 3 cards are going to be for patrons only. To become a patron, please check the link in my description and you'll see it. Bye, y'all. I'll see you in the next video. It's probably coming in about 2 weeks. Not sure. I'll let you know. I want to do these weekly, but I'm going to see if I have time for them.